Do you know that it is actually very simple? They care or they don't. You know when you have this feeling of there is something wrong, there's a there is a taste you can't describe, but you just know deep down there is something wrong. It is the way they use spiritual bypassing. It is the way textbook behavior, textbook speech, no real feelings, like no real empathy, no nothing. And you just know this is so simple. They care or they don't. Stop listening to words. When your intuition screams, stop abandoning yourself, stop betraying yourself, stop lying to yourself, stop ignoring your intuition just because it isn't something you want to believe. They will say the right things, and it makes you twisting realities. So you are the problem. There are literally people who prepare a whole stage in the beginning. So when shit hits the fan and you just know you're right and their toxic behavior or their behavior is exposed, they can always come back to what they did before. This is why love bombing, all that's the preparation of the stage. So nobody believes you. And you don't even know where to start because there are so much little tiny pieces of details, and also a lot of details a lot of events that happened or they did that your subconscious mind literally throw it away because it was too much pain, and yourself, like you yourself, you couldn't comprehend, like you could not understand how somebody would do that. You know, the events that made you realize that you are in a very dangerous situation. The situation in which nobody believes you that it is what it is. Not even you yourself. And I'm telling you, when I started my journey, I thought narcissism or all this behavior, I thought this exists, like it's very, I thought it is in relationships, like in between man and woman, you know, because I had these experiences and I was like so glad to escape. And I was like, okay, but I didn't even know what it is until I realized it exists even in relationships, like in friendships. And it's very hard to spot because most of the time it's very covert. And until you realize it, it's too late. You have to be prepared to be the villain in a clown story. And that's totally fine. I'm at a point I don't give a flying whatever. But what I realize now, and I will never ever again fall for that, people will sound so right. The things they will say, it's very logic, very, very thoughtful, very, very right. But the second your intuition tells you something else, they care or they don't, and you will feel it and know it, not even feel it, know it every single time. Don't let anybody tell you you're delusional, especially after God placed this love inside your heart, this vision inside your heart, the truth inside your heart, the knowing inside your heart, inside yourself. Stand your ground. Stop reacting. They harvest energy, and what is the one energy they live on? fear, separation. And what's the one thing they hate? Love. Do you see how delusional you are? This is not reality. You have to be realistic. No thanks. Also, trauma is not an excuse. A lot of people have it. Me, myself, most of my life I was born in darkness. And still, the one thing they can't take from me is this. Do you know how I noticed? Whenever I talked about this kind of love and this love I have within myself, and I know, like the love to God and the love to, I know who my divine counterpart is. Every time I saw this darkness in their eyes, after I said just one thing, if I'm existing, how is he not existing? If I'm existing and you watching this video until now, you exist, right? Do you know what faith is? Faith is regardless of whatever. You simply know. You don't believe, you know. Believing is kind of like hoping. Hoping is like, you don't think it will be. But you have to understand one thing as well. Some people never experienced. Me, myself, I don't experience it. I just saw myself. This is how I know it exists. And I know what God did in my life. This is how I know this love exists. So if you want to change the world, change yourself first. This way, you show the path. You show that it is possible by being I am that I am. Know thyself.